Hello and welcome to the Underpaid Gamers Podcast. My name is Tony. I'm here with my friend and colleague Justin.
Hey.
There he is. Thanks for listening. We are the official podcast of underpaidgamers.com. Today we're talking about Overwatch. Normally I have news. I don't have any news today. So we're doing Overwatch.
Here we go.
Underpaid Gamers is the official podcast of underpaidgamers.com.
It's true.
You can find us at Gamers Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You can email us at underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail.com.
That's possible.
We're on YouTube at Underpaid Gamers. Mm-hmm. We're on iTunes at Underpaid Gamers Podcast. Mm-hmm. We're at SoundCloud at under whatever.
Yeah, you get the picture.
Also on the
Google Play. That's a thing.
Google Play.
So subscribe to us on YouTube and on our podcast mediums.
Do the nice thing.
Comment for us. We love it. Rate us.
Yes.
Help us out, yo. We appreciate it. So, needless to say, no news happened this week. And that's the only reason why we don't have news.
There's
nothing happened.
That's probably not true.
But essentially,
I've just been very busy.
True. Yeah, it's been...
There's one thing that literally just happened.
What happened?
There are photos leaked of the PS4 Slim model.
Oh my gosh. It's beautiful.
It's either the Slim or it's the Neo. They haven't confirmed which one it is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not supposed to be shown officially until September 7th. It's a couple weeks early.
Yeah.
So somebody has it.
Somebody somewhere.
It's so if you're looking at your PS4, I assume you have a PS4. So if you're looking at it,
mm-hmm.
The top, so it's split into halves. So it's split in half. There's the bottom half, and then there's the disc eject button, and then there's the top half, right? So the top half is like half or a quarter of the size of what the original PS4 is. The bottom half still probably about the same size, just smaller. And the corners are rounded and not angled. Also, it looks like they have changed the power button and the eject button, which is nice because some people still have that disc eject error. And it almost looks like there's 3 USB ports, but I'm not sure. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, it looked pretty nice.
It looked nice.
It made me want to buy a new PS4.
I'm with this now.
Which is a bad thing because I don't have money to buy another PS4. But that's that.
But you could steal it.
I could. That is an option. That is in front of me. However, I choose not to do it. Just like I choose right now not to slap you in the face. That's a choice I'm actively making.
Actively restraining. Don't do it!
Yeah! So
that's the news.
So that's the news segment of this episode. There's some other things that have happened. Overwatch. This is Overwatch, sort of.
Before we get to Overwatch.
Oh, dang it.
Okay. I actually listened. There is a podcast called Third and Fairfax. WGAW is the podcast name. It's about the Writers Guild. It might just be Writers Guild Award winners or something like that. I don't know what the WGAW stands for. Mm-hmm. However, there was one recent episode that featured Neil Druckmann, the creative director behind Uncharted and The Last of Us.
My favorite game.
And he was so predictable.
Yep.
And he was being interviewed by Kristen something. I can't remember her last name. And she was a writer on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Oh.
So it was a very interesting interview. So if you want to hear more about Neil Druckmann's process and how he got to where he is and things that he thinks about Uncharted, you can go there. I listened to it today, so it's still fresh in my mind. Some things that I remember him pointing out is that... So he normally works with Bruce... I want to call it Staley, but I know that's not right. I don't know. His other co-director. So Neil normally works on the writing and the characterization. And Bruce normally works on the gameplay.
Okay.
So he in so many words, he said that he has final say on characters and story, and Bruce has final say on gameplay.
Yeah.
So that's fun to see because they've been working together for a long time. Also, whenever people bring up Uncharted, there's always the Nathan Drake always kills millions of people and he never gets punished and blah 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 blah. And then Neil Druckmann's like, that's just part of the genre. Like no one ever looks at. He says, he quotes, almost quote, paraphrasing. He says nobody looks at Indiana Jones or Han Solo and says they kill all these people.
Right. It's an action story.
Yeah.
It's supposed to have that in it.
So think about that next time you're complaining about Drake killing people.
I mean, it's a game, first off, so he's not actually killing people. Second off, is a story about an action star. And if he's not running around being an action hero, what's the point? I don't know.
Anyway, so if you want to listen to that, it was actually very interesting. The first, like, half hour of the podcast is, like, 3 or 4 people talking about things I have no idea. And that's not why I listen to it. I literally listen to it for the interview between Neil and Kristen. And that happens after, like, the first half hour. But it's a good listen, so go for that. If you're in a podcast, and it sounds like you are.
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening to our podcast, then you're probably into it, at least a little bit.
Maybe you're just into us. We appreciate that.
Yeah, we love that you listen to us. It makes us happy.
I don't know if I'd say love. It's more like a strong affection.
Maybe fond would be the right word. Maybe they're fond of us. Fondling?
Fondling?
Link? Fond Link?
So
you found Link?
I found Link.
Interesting.
A link to the past.
Yeah. What do you think about music? Specifically, gaming music. I don't know. I was just thinking right now, the effect of music on a gaming experience is...
Like the soundtrack to a game?
Yeah. Like...
It's necessary.
How necessary to the overall experience is a soundtrack? Like, is it the type of thing where
100%.
It's 100%?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I mean, it depends on what game you're playing. If it's a story-driven game, 100%. If it's like a Call of Duty game, turn that ish down so you can hear footsteps.
Gotcha. Well, I was just thinking about that. I listened to a podcast this week, too. They talked about that. Games and Gaming. We love those guys. Listen to a lot of those episodes. It was Final Fantasy IX.
Is that mutual? Do they love us back?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess we could send them this podcast episode and
we'll see what they say.
And we'll just see what happens. Yeah, but no, Games and Gaming, man. They're talking about Final Fantasy IX. I was like, oh, gosh. Oh,
should I tell my Final Fantasy origin story again? We talked about it last week.
Sure.
So I've only played officially 1 Final Fantasy game. 2.5, if you count all of them. The first one I ever played was Final Fantasy X-2 with the girls.
Worst one.
And then I played 12, and that was very good.
Yeah. And that's it.
I guess that's it.
And that is his origin story. Yeah. Well, it just... it made me laugh when I was listening to their episode because they were talking about an instant when they were driving in the car together and they were just like headbanging and like going ham the paint over this video game music.
Ham the paint?
They're ham in the paint. Going ham and then going hard in the paint. Combine that into one phrase. Going ham in the paint. I don't know. I just came up with it.
I don't think that's going to catch on.
Yeah. Whatever.
Anyway,
I set trends, Tony.
So I assume they were headbanging, and then a Final Fantasy song came on, and they're like, emotions.
Yeah, well, they were actually headbanging and well, I don't know if they were headbanging literally, but they were getting really into video game music, and it made me think of my brother and his best friend, who's a gamer. They're both gamers. And one time, they were rolling up to this big truck in a Mini Cooper. Okay, so first off, that's kind of a funny picture in the first place. And they roll down the windows and they start playing this Super Mario Brothers remix and just like going crazy, headbanging. The guys just started laughing in the truck, and that's what it made me think of.
That's a good story.
Yeah,
I'm glad you told it, so now you never have to tell it again.
Dang it, Tony. I just want you to accept me for who I am.
Speaking of video game soundtracks, on Spotify there is the soundtrack to Transistor, which is a PS4 original.
It's a good one.
And it's a very good soundtrack, and let me tell you, I listened to it when it first came out, and I'm like, I never played this game. This soundtrack's awesome. Went 6 months, knew that the soundtrack was on there, forgot what the game was called. I spent like 3 hours trying to figure out what that game was so I could listen to it again.
Yeah. Can I sing part of it for you?
No.
Are you ready?
Okay.
That's about as much as I got.
So I googled PSN Plus games soundtrack on Spotify, and I guess as soon as I wanted to listen to this, PSN and Spotify like came to a deal on things. So the first like 2 pages of Google were just PSN and Spotify came to an agreement. I'm like, just show me the game.
Oh no, we know that already.
So then I went to Wikipedia and looked at every PS Plus game, and it was alphabetical. So I eventually got down to Transistor.
That's one way to do it.
But that took forever. And then I listened to it, and by that time, I could only listen to like 3 songs. I'm like, I gotta be done. I gotta do something else now.
Yep.
So one of our friends convinced us to download Discord, which is an app for your computer or your phone.
Yep.
And it's a chat app. So instead of using the PS4 party chat or the Xbox One party chat, you can chat on this, which is very beneficial to you and I.
Because when we record, sometimes we get into this thing where it records the audio of like our party, but not what we say. Or was it flipped the other way?
The stuff on that cord is going to get you a crackle. Yeah, like that.
Whoops.
And that down there. If there's been crackles to this point,
it's Justin's fault.
It's Justin's fault.
Either way.
Anyway, so the PS4, as we've discussed before, but I'll bring it up again, the HDMI out has video and audio, as you expect. Mm-hmm. And that audio is also included in the party chat. And now the PS3, you got a way to separate that, so they'd be different. But in the PS4, it's all in the same audio track. So if you record gameplay from the HDMI, which is the only way to do it, it includes the party chat. However, it does not include your voice input. So
it's kind of an annoying thing where you have to then record your voice in a separate way and then line it up.
So instead, our friend who was like, hey, try Discord because that's what all the streamers use. And we don't stream. You and I don't stream.
I have before, but not often.
For the longest time, I've been looking for a way to... So I have an external mic, and I've been looking for a way to get that off my PS4 so I can use it for other things. Because that was my internal, because... Oh, man. The headset I have is a PS Gold wireless headset, and that has a thumb dongle that you put into the PS4, and it wirelessly transmits the audio to your headset.
A thumb dongle.
And it has input and output in the same location. But when... It also has game sound, obviously, in the headphone. Mm-hmm. When you have that plugged into the PS4, the game sound no longer goes to the HDMI, so you can record, but there's not any game sound. So that doesn't work for recording. So now I have my headset, which is plugged in, wired to my TV, because the Elgato I use is between the TV and the PS4. So it's still, the Elgato still gets game sound, I still get game sound. However, if I want to include my voice so my friends can hear me on the PS4 chat, I have to plug in my microphone to the PS4, and as we discussed, the Elgato does not record that.
So it's a big old mess.
Another point to that is that...
Too much.
The headphone, or not the headphones, the microphone I have has a speaker output / audio out location. So when I plug it in, the PS4 automatically defaults to that as the speakers, as opposed to my headphones. Another issue where the Elgato will not record game sound because it goes to the microphone. So every single time before Discord, I turn my PS4 on, I'll have to go to the system settings. I have to change the audio output to the HDMI as opposed to the microphone. Now, the only way I can do that is if I exited out of the game I was playing, therefore rendering useless the resume functionality of the PS4 Rescue.
That's a lot.
So now we have Discord. And there's no longer chat on the PS4.
Yeah.
And it works better. Now, our friend,
way better.
the Red Herring, says that the quality is so much better. I couldn't care. I don't care less.
I think the quality is better.
We had an issue, you and I specifically.
We do.
Where you had just bought a new microphone and you're so excited to use it. And then we were playing Discord.
Yeah.
We were using Discord, and your computer had defaulted to the webcam across the room. So I'm like, I cannot hear you. I don't know if you're talking to me.
Yeah, so specifically, it wasn't across the room. It had fallen behind my computer, down on the floor behind my desk. That's the specific location. And so I'm like, why isn't this new mic working? It's because the input was the webcam and not the new mic.
You were getting mad.
I was mad then, and also mad today when we're getting ready to record. I just bought a new mic.
You bought the same mic I have.
So we both have Yetis, and we both plugged them in. And I watched all these tutorials about how to use two mics at the same time.
That's true.
And you can't use both of them at the same time because they have identical... like serial identification on when you plug it into the computer. So the computer can't tell the difference between having two mics in and one mic in because it has the same identification.
So your computer's like... So your Yeti microphone serial number would be, for instance, 0001.
Yeah.
And mine would be 0001. So when your computer reads that, it's like, okay, there's just a split audio from one microphone. So we can't record on both.
Yeah, so it's really frustrating, and after probably 30 minutes of researching... The conclusion is that if you want it to work, you have to send it back to Blue, which is the company that made them, and they have to reprogram it with a different serial number.
Yes, which you will be doing.
Which apparently I'll be doing, and it'll take like 2 weeks.
It was really going to take 2 weeks?
That's what it said online.
Well.
Isn't that frustrating?
Mine has seniority. Obviously, it's not going to go.
That's true. It does have seniority. It just sucks because I want to make videos and things, and I'm so excited. And now 2 weeks.
You will. You're fine. What else can we talk about before we get into our topic? Probably not much.
I mean, really, the only game I've played this week is Overwatch and Rebel Galaxy. And we talked about Rebel Galaxy a little bit last week. So nothing really has changed.
It's been too busy. So we have a YouTube channel, Underpaid Gamers.
We do.
On YouTube. I've been really behind on videos.
Yeah.
I think the last...
All right.
So you left for the summer.
I did.
I had to do a newscast. I had to do 8 episodes by myself. And I think I've only uploaded like 5 to the YouTube channel. And this is the 3rd one after you've came back. So I'm like 5 episodes down from recording on YouTube. And for whatever reason, we have gotten a surge of YouTube subscribers recently, which is weird because
I did talk to some people from my summer adventures and said, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And some of them did.
And they're probably like,
this is it?
like, why don't you do anything? So, but I'm going to remedy that, hopefully.
That'll happen. No worries. Yeah, so
you want to chit-chat about Overwatch?
Yeah, let's do it.
So Overwatch is happening. Has happened.
I love it. Holy cow. So many reasons.
Start with 3.
3 reasons why I love Overwatch. It's so much fun. Number 1, everything in the game just makes me happy. Like, I think the way that they made the game, I think they really focused on it being fun. For instance, you don't run out of ammo.
That's true.
That alone is just awesome. Right? You don't have to worry about that because it's not fun to have to go track down ammo.
You have to reload.
You do have to reload, but
you have infinite reserves.
Yeah, and that's just like...
Except for Diva, who doesn't have to reload.
It's such a small thing, but it's so nice.
But you do have to grab health packs. But there's some strategy to that.
But if your health regen, then there would be no point of the healer class, really.
That's true. For the most part.
Yeah, so that's the first reason, I guess. If I can be specific, it'd be the unlimited ammo. Number 2, I have enjoyed the fact that each hero plays differently, and it's fun to be able to switch between the heroes that you're good with in response to the current situation that is going on in the match.
Specifically, the last game we played together, we were on Hanamura, and we were attacking.
Yeah.
And there was 2 Toblerones on the other team. Toblerone is what I call Torbjorn. So I call him Toblerone.
Yep.
And I'm trying to get you to start that, and maybe it will happen.
It's the little dwarf guy.
But yeah.
And he makes
the
turrets.
turret guy. So there's 2 turrets on the second capture point, and I was Pharah, so I could deal with the turrets, and we had a Reinhardt on our team, which was the red herring, and he was getting destroyed by the turrets. And then you're like, maybe I'll just take down these turrets. So you switched to Widowmaker.
And I just kept sniping the turrets from far away.
Yeah. I think we won that.
I think we did. We did come back. It was really tough there for the beginning of the second
second point.
Yeah, because we just who was I using? I think I was using Tracer.
Yeah.
And Tracer, and when there's 1 turret can be okay, but when there's 2 turrets, like as soon as you slow down to kill one, the other one can shoot you, and you don't have a lot of health. So it was.
They nerfed those turrets before you got the game.
Did
just
they?
So you know, they were worse.
Wow.
They were stronger.
I'm glad that they nerfed them because I think they are.
They nerfed them by like 30% damage.
Oh wow. That's impressive.
So they're not nearly as bad now, but in order to play the competitive playlist, you have to be at rank 25. Now I'm at rank like 52.
Yeah.
And
I'm at rank 20.
You're at rank 20.
I'm almost there.
So you need to get to 25 because in ranked, you cannot have multiple of a hero. So there can't be 2 of anything.
That's nice.
But I hear the new meta is like 2 healers, 2 tanks, and 2 offensive characters.
No support.
I mean, what's a good support?
I don't know. Bastion in some situations. Junkrat in some situations.
No, I would disagree with almost both of those.
Really?
And
I feel like Junkrat is so good at being able to make a location on the map, like an area, just like off limits. Like he can just bombard the area constantly, and they have to work around that. So I feel like he has some like spatial control.
I disagree.
That other characters don't have. You don't think he has spatial control?
No, I don't think his grenades, I don't think have a wide enough radius to lock down anything. Also, he's not very good if someone gets behind him or gets close to him. Like, yeah, you can throw down your trap and you can bull people with C4, and he can kill people, but I don't think that he's a benefit to the team. Because if I can see that he's good at, like, shutting down a lane, that's still... He's over there doing his thing. A team of 6 is going the other lane against a team of 5. So the team that he's on is now outnumbered because he's sitting in the back.
Yeah.
Shutting down a lane. Bastion, on the other hand, I watch a professional player called Seagull. He plays on PC. He's very interesting to watch. And every time he sees a Bastion in the competitive playlist, he always is shocked. It's like, I'm surprised to see him. And I think that's because he's no longer as strong as he used to be in the game. People have gotten to a point where they know ways to get around where he is. I think Bastion in turret mode might be good for a couple kills hiding around a corner. But once people know where he is, I think it's over.
Yeah.
So a McCree can kill him 5 or 6 shots, so almost a clip from a distance. Now, if he's getting shot by Bastion, I think Bastion will win at that distance. But he also has the stun grenade. Pharah can kill him in like 3 rockets, and Bastion can't move, and he's in turret foam. He has to move, or he has to get out of turret foam to move. And at that point, 3 rockets have hit him.
Yeah.
Genji can deflect and almost insta kill him.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Reinhardt obviously has a shield, and anybody standing behind the shield can then destroy Bastion.
Yeah.
I would almost say that Zarya would be the best support, because she can throw up shields. And what I think people still don't understand about Zarya is that when she puts a shield around herself,
you don't want to shoot it,
and you shoot it, it charges her weapon. And once she gets to 100% charge, it then ticks down slowly.
That thing crushes people,
and it destroys people once at 100%. So if she throws up her shield, just don't shoot her, and then shoot her after that.
Yeah. Well, I still think that Junkrat has utility in some situations. For instance, when you're doing a payload, having to escort it. And I can't remember which map it is. It's like an industrial map. Oh, it's Gibraltar.
Watch Point Gibraltar.
Watch Point Gibraltar. When they're going to the last checkpoint.
Attacking or defending?
Attacking.
So Junkrat's attacking?
Well, no, Junkrat is defending. If a group of attackers is coming up, there's an incline you have to go up. So like when you're coming from the defender's spawn point, you go straight out, you take a right, and then it goes downhill a little bit to the door.
Okay.
When they are downhill, Junkrat's better. Junkrat's always better downhill. And I feel like there have been multiple games where when we're on that part of the game, I switch to Junkrat because they're downhill and I can just lob grenades down, and I always get so many kills doing that. I just throw a trap down on my flank, and so Tracer doesn't come around through one of those extra doorways, and I just keep lobbing them down there. And you can take out a tank with Junkrat. You can take out really anybody who runs through there, because the range on that thing is ridiculous because you get a bounce.
That's true. A lot of people, or I've seen a few videos on YouTube because I watch videos to try to learn the game better, associate Junkrat with trash damage. So trash damage versus actual damage is trash damage doesn't actually help the team at all. So and it's like the guy I watched, I don't remember what I think it's called Your Overwatch. He has another video called The Gold Medal Fallacy.
Yeah.
So with Junkrat, by definition, he does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So he has a grenade launcher, he can do damage from distance. When he dies, he drops the grenades. So that does damage as well. So he can even die consistently and still have the highest damage. Yeah. And a Junkrat player could possibly then say, I have a gold medal in damage done as Junkrat. I'm not going to change because I'm doing what's necessary. But that doesn't really show how effective he's being with the team composition.
What do you mean by that?
So you can do damage all day, but you need either yourself or your teammates to pick up the kills in order for it to make any effect. So if you're doing quote unquote trash damage, you're just giving their healer a gold medal in healing because she's healing all the damage you're doing.
Potentially.
So I don't think Junkrat is a high elimination character. I think he's he's a support character and he does damage. But that also only helps if there's somebody down there to attack.
I mean, but I'm saying like with payload, for them to move payload, they have to be in a location.
Yeah.
Junkrat can just destroy that location with grenades, and you can get kills. So it's not necessarily trash damage.
That's that's only for like if there was a Junkrat doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So most recently I've been playing McCree.
Yeah,
and I've been falling in love.
You've been doing a pretty good job with McCree.
So if I see a Junkrat up a hill and lobbing grenades down on the payload, I'm automatically going to focus him, and he's going to die.
Hopefully, I mean, if you're good.
Well, even if he doesn't die, he'll be distracted enough to stop lobbing at the payload, and then he has to go get health. We all get on the payload, we move up. Right? And you can say that for any support.
Yeah. And that's assuming there's no healer behind them and there's no other people. I mean, there's so many factors going on. Like, there could be a Tracer shooting the McCree, going around the side flanking. There could be a Reinhardt in front of the Junkrat. There could be all those different situations. So I just think that he has utility. I think he can be used effectively in some situations. For instance, locking down a location with a grenade launcher. I don't know.
I don't know if I agree.
It's okay. We don't have to agree. We don't agree very often on things.
There's still some characters I haven't played in Overwatch.
And I would say that I don't have any experience with competitive play.
That's true.
I've watched like 3 or 4 YouTube videos of like ways to get better at Overwatch, but that's pretty much my experience. I have like 12 hours on the game.
May is also one of my favorites as of recently.
Really?
And she doesn't get any competitive play either.
Really? Why not?
I don't know. Her wall's not that effective. It can be effective. So one of the most satisfying things with May is if a McCree uses their ultimate and you wall them off. They literally can't do anything because it slows down his movement by like 200%.
Yeah.
So he can't get around the wall, and then you're just home free. I don't know. I'm not trying to say this as a testament to my play style or that I'm good at the game or anything, but for whatever reason, I guess it is my play style. I play as May, and I always get a gold medal in eliminations. And she's a support character. I am so aggressive as a May. I'll just freeze people, and then you dome them. Obviously, that's what May does. You do R2 to freeze, and then L2 to use your icicle spear. And she just destroys... So May I really like because enemies that have shields or absorption or reflex... Her frost gun goes through it. So a Genji who comes up and he sees that I'm shooting at him, he reflects, and I just switch to the frost gun and I freeze him, and he's like, "Why can't I reflect this frost gun?" And then I dome him and he's dead.
Yep.
A diva, my frost gun goes through her power matrix, her defense matrix, and then she's frozen. Now you have to freeze her 2 or 3 times before she actually dies. But the best thing about diva is that it takes her about a second to get out of her mech. And in that time, I can reload. And by the time she hits the ground, I can freeze her again and one-shot her.
There you go.
So, I've seen every game I've played, for the most part. So, 85% of games I play, there's always a diva, there's always a Genji.
Yeah.
And May is good against both of those. McCree is incredible against tanks. He does so much damage.
And it's just like such a... I mean, the round is just... so powerful. I feel like it goes through armor really fast. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He just destroys people.
It's heavy.
My favorite is fighting a Reinhardt as McCree, because I'll fan the hammer, get all 6 shots on him, and he's not dead. Then you stun him, roll, and fan the hammer again, and he's dead. And I just, as a tank player, if I was a tank player, which I'm not, I would be so mad.
Right. So the point of a tank player is that you can just take a huge beating.
Yeah.
And you're guaranteed, like a couple minutes out on the map.
Yeah.
Because you're going to you have that much health.
Also, I've suggested this to a couple players. If you ever want to get better at aiming, play McCree for a little bit.
Yeah.
And keep your distance. A lot of times I see McCrees and they only know how to fan the hammer.
Yeah.
And
it's really funny.
Yeah.
Because they're really bad.
They're really bad at it, and they're like, I can shoot my gun 6 times super fast. I can roll it, do it again. Nobody's gonna survive that. But if you keep your distance from that, like when he fans the hammer, it's really inaccurate. So just keep your distance, and then just kill any McCree, right? And that's a McCree that only knows how to fan the hammer. But if you use McCree the way he's supposed to with your regular fire, he has the 6 shots, and they're incredibly accurate at any distance. You just get headshots or body shots or whatever that does a lot of damage, and you get practice to how to aim better, and that's with any character. Another suggestion I have is go to the settings, and you didn't know this, you can change the settings per a specific character.
Yeah, I figured that out.
As opposed to every character, there's a scroll down and you choose any specific character. I changed the reticule for McCree. I disabled bloom and I changed it to a single dot as opposed to kind of the large dot.
Yeah.
So now it's always at the center of my screen. Mm-hmm. And the bloom doesn't distract me, so I'll just shoot whenever I want.
Yeah.
And I did that with May, and I did that with Soldier.
There you go. Yeah, no, I think another thing that people forget about, and I don't know if you've ever done this before, but I feel like there's a mode in the game called training, and one of the modes is just like a target range with all these robots that run around. Mm-hmm. And for me, like pretty much every day in the last week that I've played, I've picked a character that I'm not very good with. That I don't like Hanzo. Like I love Hanzo, but I'm like not that great with Hanzo. And going to the target range for like 10 minutes and just running around gets me better at aiming with him, and I'm more effective. I do the same with McCree and those other characters that require aim. Like, why don't you take 10 minutes and just like go to the target range? And you can practice different ways of shooting, like going around a corner, standing still, being above them, and you have all the situations that you can practice and just get used to the way that gun shoots. And that way, you're not actually like hurting your stats either, because you're just practicing.
If you care about that.
If you care about
your
that. If you don't care about that, then do whatever the heck you want, man. Just play the game.
I'm going to move this code real quick. There's going to be a lot of crackle staticky. Just be prepared for that. Crackle, static.
Is it crackle?
Crackle, static.
Crackle, static? Is that a thing?
Okay, we're done. One episode we recorded a while ago, someone texted me and said that they heard static when I moved the microphone.
Oh, really?
So that's why I'm worried about that.
Gotcha.
Hanzo is another one of those characters that is not efficient unless you're extremely good with him.
Yeah. I don't
People use him for his ultimate, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a very fun ultimate to use.
For sure.
But I don't think you benefit your team with Hanzo specifically if you're not very good with him getting up to that ultimate point. I don't think personally you should play a hero or a character just for their ultimate.
Yeah, I think that's a waste, and I think that some people get in the mindset that they main a character.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's the end of the discussion. They only play Soldier 76, and that's it. And that is the wrong way to approach this game, yes. I think. Because I feel like this game is designed to be a team-based shooter.
Yeah.
And so your number one goal should be to make the team as best as possible.
Yeah.
And that might mean not playing your favorite character. For instance, today I played around. And I wanted to play Tracer because I love using Tracer and I love being those offensive characters. But every single person on our team chose offensive characters or support. Yeah. We had like one person who wasn't. And we had no tanks, no healers. And in that situation, I thought...
Were you defending or attacking?
It was controlling a point.
Oh.
And I was like, it's probably better if I'm a tank than a healer in this situation, because I think we had a Soldier 76 that could throw down a little bit of healing. So I picked D.Va, and we won. And I did my tanking, and I did really well. I feel like I'm pretty good with D.Va, at least in regular quick play. So it was fine, but like if I had not done that, like I can guarantee you would have had as much success because we didn't have any tanks, and they did. Like what do you expect? You have to hold a point down. You gonna do that with like people with health of 150? No.
Who was on your team? Do you remember? What attackers? What
we had a Reaper.
People. Okay, he's gonna get stinks.
Yeah. We had a Widowmaker.
Not good. Well, they can be good, but I assume that they're not.
Yeah. I can't remember the other ones. Those two I remember seeing, but...
Tracer's bad against D.Va.
Yeah,
Tracer's awful against D.Va. But Tracer's good against Reinhardt. Tracer's good against Bastion. Bastion, little known fact, if he's in turret farm, you get behind him, there's a little blue light. That's a critical point.
Yeah, if you shoot that, he's dead.
You do double damage. So just keep that in mind next time you're behind a Bastion. Yeah. What other tanks are there? Zarya, Tracer's awful against Zarya. Anybody that has armor, do not attack with Tracer.
Yeah, you should just go find the healer and go kill that person.
Also, yes, that's true. Always kill Mercy first, because her ultimate reses people, obviously.
And if you are attacking people that she's healing, you're just giving her more charging for her ultimate as well.
But I feel like some of these things need to be said, so that way people will be conscious of what they're doing. Always be conscious of who you're attacking.
Yeah, there are definitely... You should have a priority list in your head. When you turn the corner and you see a bunch of guys, you should make a priority list in your head real quick. It's real easy. If it's Mercy, kill Mercy first.
If you turn a corner and there's a bunch of guys, your first priority is go back around that corner. Do not fight all the guys at once.
Right. Well, but what I mean is you should have a plan about who is the most useful person for you to kill.
Yeah.
Right? And that's almost always going to be the healer first.
Mercy is top of the list because of her ultimate.
Yeah. And then beyond that, I mean...
It's whatever.
Like
I would still go with the healers.
For me, as Tracer, I'm not going to attack a tank. Unless I have a explosive pack, which I love putting those on Reinhardt.
Oh, I forgot about Roadhog.
Those are fun.
Tracer can do a good amount of damage to Roadhog, but her time bomb explosive backpack that you call it will not kill him in one hit.
Yeah,
you gotta do damage to him. But he also heals.
But just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not that much.
I'm no good at healers or support players or tanks. I almost literally...
You could be good if you tried.
Yeah, but I don't want to. It's too slow. So I have like 4 options of people I play as. McCree is almost my go-to now because when I first picked up McCree, I'm like, I want to get better at McCree because he's very interesting to me. I love cowboys. And then it was very difficult. But now I can't stop playing him. I love him so much. So there's McCree. There's Soldier 76, who is my first love. Still pretty good at. I almost feel like I get more kills with Soldier than I do with McCree. I can at least do more damage. Like, I'll just put damage down range.
Yeah.
If I need to, I'll go Farah. And then if I want to have fun, or if I need to, if I'm defending, I'll do Mei.
Which Mei's not an offensive. She's a support, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a support. But I always play her offensively and get a gold medal. See, and that's a gold medal fallacy right there. I shouldn't be getting gold medals as Mei, but at the same time, like, someone has to.
And also, you're playing in quick play too, so it doesn't matter as much. Though you should always be trying to win. Like, I don't think that just because you're in quick play, it's an excuse to just goof off and be an idiot. Like, I feel like that's not respecting the other people you're playing with.
Well, sometimes
you should always want to win.
If you want to practice a new character, you can kind of put the team mentality aside and be like, I want to see how this character does in this situation on this map. I'm going to stick with this character no matter what. I'm trying to learn this character. I don't care about the win or loss.
I guess. I feel like sometimes when I play, my team just doesn't want to work together at all.
Yeah.
There's no coordination. People just like stream into enemy defenses and just constantly give them kills, and it's just really frustrating to me because I want to win and I can't play competitive yet. So
that's true. Another thing I want to mention is if you're playing with anybody and you have your ultimate ready, do the emote that tells people your ultimate's ready.
Yeah. I've actually started doing that recently because I listened to a podcast about Overwatch strategy, and they said you always need to communicate that stuff. Always, always, always.
I mean, I've said that before. But...
Yeah, well, I don't listen to you as much as I listen to podcasts.
I literally say the same thing.
Bazinga!
It's super necessary. So you play as Tracer. You don't need to spam your ultimate. Your ultimate's ready because you get it like every minute.
Yeah, I get it very quickly.
It's a very single use.
You don't really change the face of the battle. It allows you to snipe somebody really quickly.
Right.
Like
if McCree and Mei both use their ultimate at the same time, you're killing the whole team.
Yeah, or
Zarya.
Yeah, Zarya's is great to use with such a support.
Right? Yeah.
All of those are great to use with another person's ultimate. So if you are those characters, you really got to communicate that.
Yeah. I like to let people know when I have Mei's ultimate and when I have McCree's ultimate. Because both of those can be benefited from somebody else. Not always. McCree does pretty good by himself. Soldier, I don't really let people know. Mei I get my ultimate with Mei almost as quick as I get an ultimate with Tracer.
Really?
It's almost like once every 2 lives. Which is real fast. Tell me your strategy with Tracer. Is Tracer your favorite currently?
Yeah, probably. I would say so.
Let me know what you enjoy about her. Let me know your strategy. Also, tell me what you think you can work on.
So definitely my approach to the Tracer has changed since I first started playing the game. I feel like I'm a lot better at it now than I was before. Definitely not perfect by any means, but generally what I've been doing now, I used to just always try to get behind people and then just engage whoever I saw.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Like, if it's Reinhardt, if it's Diva, like, whoever it is, I'm just going to shoot at them. Recently, what I've been trying to do is using the map more to use cover to get behind them, because sometimes I would just like try and boost right through the middle of them, but then that limits your mobility after they're like they all see you shooting at them, and so that can be a frustrating thing. So I've started using the map more, trying to get around people. Also, the priority list I was talking about, I've started doing. So if there's ever a healer, I always go for the healer first. Also, because I can kill them very easily with one clip with Tracer. Like if you stay on.
If you're accurate. It's hard for me to aim with Tracer sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Well, especially when you're trying to be so fast.
Yeah.
Dueling somebody, like if somebody actually knows I'm there, I generally jump around. I'll like unload my clip and then boost, and as they're trying to cover, like find me again, like I'm trying to unload again on them, and I just like every 3 seconds I'm trying to boost away so that they have to retarget me, especially if they're a slow character like Hanzo or something where they have to like charge it up and it's just hard to aim as some of those characters. So I think Tracer really has an advantage over those. The backpack is really good. I pretty much only use those on tanks because they're easy to attach to, and that that helps your team a lot. Just taking out a tank real easy like
Sometimes
that.
you can just throw those in a group of people.
Yeah, and get a multi-kill.
Or just do enough damage to get a multi-kill with your guns afterwards or whatever.
Yeah, so there's that. Also, one thing I've been working on to get better is using the R1 skill, the recall. The recall.
Total recall.
Especially when I boost off the map. That happens sometimes. And so I have to save myself. And then also, when I run out of boosts and I'm still fighting somebody, I'll hit R1. And then by the time that I'm done with R1, usually I have another boost again. So it just essentially gives me like an unlimited amount of boosts.
Yeah.
Boosting back and forth. And you just disappear to them when you do the R1.
I disagree with that.
What?
My favorite is to do damage to a Tracer, and I know she's going to reload, and then shoot where I know she's going to be. Because most of the time you can see where she is, and it's just 3 seconds in the pass. It's not a distance. It's not a set radius. It's always 3 seconds of where she used to be.
Yeah.
And you can just unload on. Especially, like I said, I've been playing as McCree. I'll wait for her to go back, stun her, dead.
Well, you're definitely probably better than most people then, because most people, when I recall, they're like, what? And they're like looking at her like, where did you go? I can find her. So I haven't really had that issue with people doing that. But I also boost a lot. So 30 seconds ago was a lot of boosts away.
A long time ago.
And so it's hard to keep track of that in the moment.
Yeah.
That's what I like Tracer. She's fun. She's just fun because it's so mobile. Now, some maps I don't think are as good for her, and some team compositions are not as good for her.
Do you think there's a specific game type where she's not been beneficial?
Where she's not beneficial?
Yeah. We just talked. I have some in mind.
Yeah.
If you'd like me to share.
I think maybe capture the point and hold it because you're not really. You can't like sit in it because you have so low health. I think in the payload you can. I mean, in any situation you can kill the people trickling in from the spawn point.
Yeah.
So that's nice. That's always useful.
I think that's even more beneficial for the first point and the capture the point. If it's a 2 capture the point, I don't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of Ilos, I think. Just one of those, or even even if it's just one.
Yeah.
You have someone on the point. You don't even need anybody on the point to capture it.
Right.
Once you get it to its charging for you can all be off of it.
Yeah.
Tracer then goes to their spawn and harasses them, and if you don't even have to kill them.
You just have that.
You have to do damage and make them look around, and that's already taken a second or two.
Yeah.
And that benefits your team.
And that's one thing that my mindset has changed on a lot is the fact that you don't have to kill somebody for it to be useful to the team.
Yeah.
Just harassing is enough.
That's 100% correct.
So
I agree.
I don't know.
However, I would say if it's a 2-point capture the point, Tracer is infinitely less useful on the second point because it's already so much closer to their spawn. If you're killing them and you're getting in their way, if you're killing them and they're just respawning, they respawn so quick and you're already there and there's already so many people there. But if you can... But the first point I would say, Jess, like, I'm thinking of Hanamura. So we just talked about that, how you were Tracer, you had to switch to Widowmaker. The first point is super useful for her because you can get behind so many different ways. And most of the first points. And the second point, not so much. And even if you think of Temple of Anubis, Tracer is not going to be offensively that good trying to capture Temple of Anubis.
Yeah. And some maps are better than others for sure.
Trying to get better as a Reaper.
Yeah.
He's fun.
I like Reaper.
He can destroy people. I remember the last game I played with him, I just let her rip.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a sneaky one. He's
sure.
also a bad guy. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like playing as bad guys.
There are multiple bad guys.
I can't think of any more.
Widowmaker,
Reaper. I know there's at least
Bastion is a bad guy.
No.
Yeah. Have you not seen?
Yeah, I saw it. Did you not see the ending where he went away with a bird?
Yeah, I mean he's like a good Bastion, but all the other Bastions are bad, and he is bad too. He destroyed half the forest.
Nah, that's just his programming. He made a conscious decision not to do that anymore.
Roadhog's a bad guy.
Yeah. Can a robot be good or bad?
Junkrat's a bad guy. Because they're both on a wanted poster together.
Junkrat wants to blow stuff up, that's right. What's your favorite ultimate?
That's a hard question. Probably Diva's explosion. Like, if you're using it. Also, least favorite if I'm not using it. Just because the range on that thing is so far. Now, I'm a lot better now at realizing that it's a Diva special and then just getting behind the wall.
Yeah. It's high.
Which is fine. But if you're just in the right situation, they don't notice that there's a Diva coming at you that's about to explode.
Well, you can launch it.
Mm-hmm. And boost it. You boost and then you hit the button, and so your boost continues, and now it's self-destruct and you jump out.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done that multiple times to destroy everybody on a point.
Yeah.
Like if there's a whole team on the point, I've gotten like a triple kill from that, or a quadruple kill. So that's nice.
Who do you want to get better with?
McCree. I think he's a top tier character. I think he's really good.
They nerfed him.
Did they?
They nerfed him kind of right at the beginning, and then they buffed him back. So I have a lot of success with McCree, but I practice him a lot. I don't know if he is as good as I feel I am when I play him.
Yeah, his two moves. Stun grenade is good.
Mm-hmm.
However, his L1, his roll isn't a very, like, in my mind, it's not a very good evasion like skill to have, because it doesn't go very far.
No.
And I don't
think it does that much. It's not a speed buff that much either.
It's not that useful to me. So I don't think he has a really good moveset. I think his main weapon is really good. And his special is very good.
He's a backline character.
So.
Another thing about McCree that people might not think of when they play him, you can use his ultimate to not kill anybody. Think about it. If you hear McCree ultimate, are you going to run out into the open?
No, you hide.
Yeah, so he has that for like 5 to 7 seconds.
Yeah.
That's 5 to 7 seconds of almost uncontested point time or payload time.
Mm-hmm.
Just use that. It has the audio cue. People will either run out in front of it, you can kill them that way, which is a benefit, or they won't run out at all. You don't get
which is also a benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I would suggest thinking about your ultimate and more than just what the obvious thing is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Word.
Well, I feel like we could talk about this game for like 6 episodes.
We probably would, again.
So maybe we'll just call this one the Overwatch episode, and then in the future, the second.
Oh, wait, I have a prediction.
Oh, no. What's your prediction?
About Overwatch, I forgot.
Oh, I thought this too after I did a little bit of research.
Is it after you saw my prediction?
No, I knew it before. I watched a YouTube video.
So there's the new character Sombra has all but been announced. It's definitely hidden, and we'll talk about this. So they've hidden like codes and things in trailers, in the maps, in photos, things like that. And people that love Overwatch have dived into these things and have found binary codes and this and this and this, and it all turns out with like these Spanish lettering, the Spanish language, the Spanish sentences. And these Spanish sentences mean specific things, and they just say certain things. And there's a photo on the El Dorado map of Sombra, and it says like, where's Sombra? So everyone pretty much assumes that Sombra is going to be a character that's being able to play. Mm-hmm. They thought Anna was going to be Sombra. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that was not true. Yeah. So Sombra can still be announced and still be shown out. Obviously, she's Spanish. She speaks in Spanish. Mm-hmm. And I think my prediction here is that because she's using codes and she's using like audio clips and video clips and photos to get her message across, I think she's going to be like a hacker type character.
See, and my impression was that she's going to be a stealth character, because the where is she? Some people speculate that in what was it? In some modes, you can see, like the screen kind of goes this fuzzy picture, and you kind of see her. Like some people think that you see her in the black and white fuzz, because some people said, oh no, it's just your character and it's with this effect on it.
Yeah.
But some people say no, that's Sombra, because Blizzard is known for putting little bitty hints in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she's gonna be stealth character. Like,
I mean, that could be like a hack. Like,
yeah, they could be connected.
Like,
sure.
I'm hacking your visuals so you can't see me. I think she's gonna be like a hacker type character, and that can go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But that's a prediction that we'll add to our prediction site.
It is.
There's also another one where someone predicted that Doomfist is going to be a new character. So in one of the levels, it's the robot level. It's the city where the robots and the humans live peacefully. I can't remember the name of it. You're transporting Doomfist's fist from a location to the museum. And in one of the animated shorts, Widowmaker and Reaper are trying to steal Doomfist's fist.
Mm-hmm. And
I think Tracer and Winston save them. And then the kid uses it and like destroys Widowmaker. So
nice.
People are speculating that Doomfist will eventually be a character. I would assume he'll be obviously a melee character. And I almost want to say the first melee character we have. And the reason I say that is because Reinhardt is more of a shield than a melee character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his primary function is shield, secondary function is melee. I think Doomfist's primary function will be melee.
Mm-hmm.
Secondary function, I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see. I assume he'll have maybe like a slow grenade.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've mentioned this before. It would be fun to see a slow. I know May's frost gun slows you down, and Diva's ultimate obviously slows you down and things like that. But I don't really have like a slow grenade.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just interested to see more characters come out.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
So those are some thoughts on Overwatch.
Yeah. Please share us with your friends. Maybe find one friend who
share us with your enemies and maybe become friends with them.
Maybe this is the bridge that you need to build.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Send us an email. underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail.com.
That's true.
Send us a tweet.
Tweet us at UPGamersPodcast.
Yeah. Check out our website, underpaidgamers.com.
That's right. We're on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play.
Yep. And subscribe to our YouTube channel if I haven't already said that.
Also, watch the YouTube channel.
Yeah. We've got episodes up there, but we also have videos up there.
Gameplays.
Gameplay videos and commentary.
There's a Let's Play of... The one complete Let's Play we have is of Ratchet and Clank, the 2016 version.
And we have 4 episodes of Star Fox.
That's true.
For Wii U.
There's a very good trailer breakdown of the Spider-Man game that they showed at E3.
Yeah. All the spoilers.
So if you want to know anything about that game...
All the little Easter eggs.
Where it's at.
Yeah.
This will all be linked in the bottom of the description.
Yeah. So, thanks you guys for listening. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.